Bronx Borough President Vanessa L Gibson.
And we are here at the opening of 937 Home Street, St. Peter's, and the Haven on Home Street. And I have a few questions for you.
Sure.
What do you feel about the success of this project and the future of the Bronx?
I think it's incredible that you have a church, a faith-based organization coming together to realize the opportunities that they could afford fellow Bronx residents and New York City residents. By building affordable, quality, and safe housing, we're setting families up for success and not failure. And we're reminding them that everyone should have a pathway to affordable housing. Affordable housing is a necessity and not a luxury. And St. Peter's gets that, having a new church, a new home to worship and praise, but also to do external outreach work outside of the church doors. I'm a firm believer that in order for people to prosper, we need to do work in the church doors and outside of the church doors. So my expectation is moving forward, St. Peter's will open its doors to the community, to other CBOs, healthcare organizations. We can be having block parties, job fairs, resource fairs, health fairs, because we are one of the unhealthiest counties in the state of New York. 62 out of all 62 counties. So we have to do work to really address systemic racism, to create access to primary care, behavioral health, mental health, also job training, career pathways for young people, for entrepreneurs, open spaces. So I see the vision, and my expectation is to work closely with our pastor and the congregation to make sure that we can realize a lot of that vision.
One step at a time, you guys hear it. There are a lot of steps to make a vision happen. There are a lot of things that have to go into order. It's like chess, I like to say.
Yes.
Not like checkers, a lot more strategy.
Right, yes. Strategic, intention.
This is unplanned, but the question is, you are very successful. Congrats. My question to you is, it wasn't a straight path. I know there were ups and there were downs. What did you do to maintain your winning attitude?
I relied on my faith to get me through, and my support system, which is my family, my close friends, and my supporters. My campaign team that we assembled back in 2021. This is not my first election, but certainly it was my most challenging. I've never ran for borough-wide office before, and I started out as a district leader, as an office manager, and I rose to become a state assembly member, New York City Council member, and now borough president. So every campaign I've learned a lot more. I've identified some of my weaknesses and really made sure that we address them, but I've also enhanced my strengths. And the most important thing that I could say to anyone that ever has an intention to run for office is stand in your purpose. Know that you have a driven purpose. You're ambitious, you're bold, you're courageous, you're driven. You can be exceptional and legendary. You can't let the naysayers get the best of you. Because sometimes during the campaign, I heard more negativity than I did positivity. And sometimes it gets to you, it weighs on you. And being a woman, I'm a Pisces, very emotional, it weighs on you. But at the end of the day, I knew that I was the best candidate because I had done the work. I have shown up all the time and not just election time. And I wanted to make sure that the people of the Bronx could see that. My proven record, my record in itself should always speak for itself.
Reputation.
And, your reputation, your character is who you are. And I am always humble. I'm never afraid to learn, and I'm always growing. So I'm never afraid to ever stand on a pedestal and say that I'm holier than anyone. I do the minor things. I do the basic things. I'm not one of those elected officials that doesn't know how to use the Xerox machine, right? You have to know that. You have to know how a campaign works, how petitions work, getting yourself qualified, running numbers, the pagination, the cover sheet. I know all the background of how to run a campaign. And then raising money. As a black woman, hard to raise money, but you have to do it. You have to embrace the things that you may not like to get to where God needs you to be. And so for me, this is about my faith, my family, my community, and being filled with hope. Because there's a lot of things that happen in this borough, in the city, that some people will never see. And it gets you down. It makes you question sometimes why you're in this work. But the sacrifice and the service that you're called to me, is the most rewarding. So when I see a young person, they're graduating, or they say, Ms. Gibson, I look up to you, I wrote a school paper about you, I know everything about you. It makes me feel good, because it makes me feel that my work is meaningful, it's significant, it's making an impact.
Right.
And so I say to, people often say, well, what would you say, what is your advice to your younger self? My advice to my younger self is never allow anyone to define who you are. Be your authentic self, stand in your own purpose, and tell your narrative. Don't let anyone write your story except you. There will be many challenges along the way that will test your commitment to what it is that you want to do, and you stay the course. Hold your head up high and realize no matter what, your block doesn't block your blessing, and your zip code doesn't deny your destiny. But you're driven for success. You're destined for success. All we need for you is someone to open a door. Just like the door opened for me, I need to open up other doors. And just as I climb, I lift with me.
Totally. You guys heard it here first. Outstanding, profound, phenomenal. Everything happens for a reason. It's my pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Last remarks, any advice for people who want to strive for excellence?
No, surround yourself by the people that can help you become a better person, a better public servant, a person that can mold you into being a better educator, a better advocate, a champion, a mother, a husband, a wife, a father, whatever it is, be the best at it that you can be. And I also encourage a lot of our young adults, instant gratification is not a reality for everyone. So you may be on the cusp of graduating. That $100,000 job won't fall in your lap necessarily. So you need to do the work. The title will come. The work will come. Just stay the course and be patient. God is working on you. You just have to realize it's on His time and not your time. And you can start by interning. I was an intern in state government, and that's how I got to be borough president. Because I interned for someone who groomed me, who became a political mother, and took me by the hand as she climbed the ladder. And now as borough president, I get to lift and climb and you know, bring others up with me. And that's what it's all about. It's about passing that mantle, engaging people, staying connected, but also being a mentor and being a role model. And I never envisioned I would be a role model, but God had that plan. And now I see the fruits of all the work I've done, the labor. And I'm not done yet. I'm only in my second year of a 4-year term, and I will run for re-election and serve another 4 years. So I have 6 years, which is a long time, but then it's not so long.
It's not.
Because it takes a while to build housing, 2 years, parks, playgrounds, school. But I will do my very best to get projects up and running so that I can set up my successor so that their journey is easier than mine is. At the end of the day, I want the Bronx to be the best place to live, work, raise our families, and I want this borough to be better than the way I got it on January 1st, 2022.
Once again, you guys heard it here. Thank you for the connection. Gracias para la conexión. We will talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings.
All right, yeah.